Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in today's AFK journey video, we're going to talk about the S level swap ticket as well as the one major mistake you want to avoid when using this ticket to not have regrets in your life. So for this part, we will have Volkin as our guest star, and then subsequently we'll talk about the different things of the S level ticket that you want to take note of, as well as when you should use the ticket itself. So first of all, right, Volkin right here actually did a swap for his Tarsi to Sonya to get Sonya to Supreme Plus for his video itself. So let's take a look at what happened right here and then talk about the mistake that he committed. So he selects the Sonya and transfers the Supreme tier as well as the EX weapon and the hero focus from Tarsi to Sonya right here. Okay, everything looks good. Sorry for the right click. Okay, use the ticket itself. Bam. So now the Sonya is at the Supreme tier, looking all happy that he achieved something amazing. And then he's gonna go and pull for a few more copies of Sonya, I think. Okay, so pull for one more copy. I think did he get it? I don't remember. I think he didn't get it. Yeah, so I think he didn't get it and he went to check his hero collection right here. Okay, so this reaction by him is priceless. Like this happened to me for my Tarlin pull, where I actually pulled for one additional copy beyond Supreme Plus. So what happened was I had one copy stuck there, and then that one copy doesn't give me the power up, and I'm probably not going to push Tarlin to Paragon tier, right? So that was my plan. So this is the face of regret after committing a major mistake. So what happened here was because his Tarsi was at Supreme tier at one copy. So I think he initially thought that Supreme tier and one copy of Tarsi will be converted into a Supreme tier one copy Sonya. So that did not happen, right? So what happened was that one additional copy, because it didn't give the tier update, it actually become like this leftover copy in his Tarsi right here. So he's either stuck with upgrading Tarsi once again, or he actually I don't know, yeah, he stuck with the Tarsi basically. So that's why it's a major mistake. And if we take a look at his Sonya right here, okay, his Sonya right here, let's see. Okay, he went through really fast right here, right? So his Sonya is currently at 0-2. So I think based on what he mentioned in the video, I think AFK Arena was a full transfer. Like let's say if it's a Supreme one copy to another unit, it's like a Supreme one copy for the new unit. But for AFK Journey, unfortunately, it's just a full transfer for the tier, the hero focus, as well as the EX weapon and the levels of the EX weapon itself. So do take note, right? If you want to upgrade your unit, do get your units to the max tier before upgrading, because only the tiers as well as the hero focus and EX weapon are transferred. That one additional shard will not be converted into the new hero shard. Okay, so now with regards to the tickets itself, let's go back into the game. So I think one of the most commonly asked questions by a lot of people is which unit should I swap out with my S level ticket? Should I swap out Sonya for Tarsi? Should I swap out my Hodgkin for Tarsi? Should I swap out Hodgkin for Sonya right here? So first of all, just a disclaimer, this ticket doesn't have an expiry date. So the only limitation is you can use it between S level units in the Waves of Intrigue season. So far it's confirmed that we have Hodgkin, we have Sonya, and we have Nara right here and Tarsi. So these are the 4 S levels. So I think Hugin and Bonnie should be the A level side. So these will be the 4 characters that we can do the interchange between. So looking at the current meta itself, I think Nara is definitely out of the question, because unless you're using her extensively for PvP as well as maybe for your PvE stages with Smokey, I think her at just one copy is more than sufficient for her to just pull the unit into reposition and from there combo with Smokey itself. So she will be out of the question, and that's why we're not going to include her in today's discussion. Now for the other 3 units itself, I think Hodgkin is a character which I think a lot of people will look down upon. Personally, I actually have really high hopes for Hodgkin, because with Harrock's introduction as well as more and more powerful physical attackers coming into play, I do see the value of Hodgkin going up both in the AFK stage pushing side as well as the PvP side. So PvP side, obviously, if Harak's running around, then Hodgkin is a good answer for Harak. I've shown this in one of the videos before, which I'll link in the card above. So you guys can also search it on the channel with regards to how Hodgkin can counter Harak as a whole. It's a whole package thing. So I think if, let's say, moving forward, we get like units like Harak or even more physical attackers that are insanely powerful, Hodgkin definitely will rise up in terms of his value moving forward. But right now, because like I mentioned earlier, the ticket itself, it's permanent, right? So I would say if you are considering switching into Hodgkin itself, you might want to hold a little bit to see how far the meta progress. Like my most honest advice for this ticket is don't be too forward, just hold it on and then wait until the meta settles, at least I'll say like within the first 1 or 2 months before making your decision on who to swap into. So let's say moving forward, if within the next 1 or 2 months Hodgkin is not that good, you have Hodgkin at Supreme Plus, then you can just remove Hodgkin and then use a swap ticket for another unit, for example. So that is for those of you guys who are more min-max in terms of your unit value. So if you're somebody who's like me, who eventually wants to sort of max out everything so that you can cover different game modes as well as game contents moving forward, then the SL swap ticket will be more of maybe switching between Supreme Plus and Paragon tiers, for example. So right now my Tasi is currently at the Paragon tier because I use her a lot for both PvP as well as AFK stage pushing side. So this season she got nerfed, right, but then she got reverted, so she's still really strong for both these contents. And a lot of people are saying that, hey, this unit is going to be really weak without the factional talents itself. So I'll say yes and no, because I've used Tasi in my normal arena where there's no factional talents at all and she's amazing there. And with more and more powerful buffers like Sonya as well as more and more powerful defenders to make Tasi last long enough for her to cast her ultimate, I do see the value of Tasi in PvP as well as PvE even without the factional talent. So this is a unit which I'll say is really hard to evaluate because right now a lot of her power level or a lot of her strengths lies in the factional talent side. Like a lot of her M comes from this factional talent, which probably won't be there in the next season. So she might not be that strong, but she could also be even stronger with the brand new mechanics. So this is something which we can't say for sure, right? So that's why I'll say for Tasi's case, don't swap her yet. It's not a good idea because she could still be really busted next season. So that's something to take note. And for Sonya's case, I think Sonya right now is insanely flexible. But the thing is, for the Endless Dream Realm bosses, it's hard to slot her into all the different bosses. And if you, okay, first of all, between Tasi and Sonya, if you're somebody who's more PvE centric, if you're more Dream Realm, Battle Drill, Titan River, for example, maybe like whatever PvE game modes that come out, I think Sonya is a little bit better compared to Tasi. Right, because Sonya buffs up the team, right? So you can go into your normal AFK stage push, and Sonya also provides you with that damage M and slightly more physical damage for the team itself. So physical damage side has been relatively weak for like the past few seasons, and this season they introduced Harak, which is one of the strongest physical carry, and then we have Sonya, which is decent, and you can combine Sonya with a whole bunch of other physical carries to make your physical team stronger. So generally speaking, I think if you were to compare between Tasi and Sonya, I think Tasi is more PvP centric and AFK stage centric, specifically with the factional talent. But for Sonya's case, I think Sonya is a little bit more versatile and slightly better for more PvE contents, especially those that requires you to do damage, because Tasi in those game modes are not as good. So these are, I'll say, like the main points of comparison between Tasi and Sonya. So between the 4 units, I think Nara usually won't be in the question unless you love her design a lot. Then for Hodgkin case, I do think that he has this value to become really good in next season, but right now we have to wait and see how the meta evolve, at least within the next 1 or 2 months. And then between Sonya as well as Tasi right now, I'll say Sonya is more for bossing, more for PvE contents in general. Tasi is more for PvP as well as AFK stage pushing right now. So that's pretty much it with regards to the tickets itself. And like I mentioned earlier, you can use this anytime next season. So I'll say the best advice I could give is just hold on to the next season, at least 1 month within the season, and see how this unit will evolve moving forward, because the meta will always be evolving and things will always change, and all these opinions will also be subjected to change moving forward. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys avoid the major mistake committed by Volkin, as well as have a better idea when to use your S level swap ticket. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.